Trading is the greatest asset and skill you could ever learn. It took me 2 years to become profitable. I did start trading in 2020, and when I started trading, I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I had a system that wasn't really a system. I was on the 5-minute chart, then I was on the 15-minute chart, and then I was on the hour, and then I was on the daily chart, and I was literally using a 20 and a 50 EMA cross, and that was literally my entry. And then I would just sit there and just take 10, 15 trades every single day and just blow money and blow money and blow money. And I would blow the account, pull out my bank card, load the Bybit account again, and go again and take another trade and take another trade and take another trade. And I did this for ages. And you see all the kids online on YouTube, like the 21-year-old broccoli head kids, and they're saying, oh, I'm a millionaire trader at 20 and bought a Lambo, and they probably haven't even bought a Lambo and it's rented, and it's all a lie. Like, trading does take time. It does take a year. It does take 2 years. Like, you're not going to become profitable overnight. You might be able to do it in 6 months, but it depends on your psychology and how much time you're willing to dedicate to it. Like, trading is a full-time thing. Yes, you can do it part-time, I guess you could call it, as a swing trader, so you can work around a full-time job, but you can't be half in. You need to be fully into trading. And then when you do learn the skill, you can trade anywhere you want. You don't have any restrictions. You don't have to be anywhere. You don't have to clock in. You don't have to clock out. Like, you've got all the time in the world. And for me, when I started trading, I kept overcomplicating things and adding more indicators, because I thought the more indicators I have, then the easier it will be to know when to enter and when to exit. And then I had the MACD and I had the EMAs, and then I was looking at support and resistance, and I was just adding so much stuff, and it just kept me unprofitable, and I was just blowing accounts using 50x leverage, 80x leverage, like really high leverage for absolutely no reason, because I thought, the more leverage, the more money I can make. But it's not true. The more I was leveraging, the more money I was losing. And this went on for months. And I actually ended up taking a break from trading for probably 3 months, and just sort of had to step away because I was so in my head about trading, and I just kept doing the same things over and over and over again. I couldn't work out what was going on. Why am I not being profitable? Why do I keep losing? And even though the answers were right in front of me and clear as day, I just couldn't comprehend it. And I had to take a step back for a little while to fully understand what I was doing. It wasn't until I came back to trading and I was on a demo account and I stripped the strategy back. I got rid of all the indicators. I just looked at price action. Is price in an uptrend? Is price in a downtrend? Is price consolidating? Whatever it might be. And then I just went basic. I just went into a simple support and resistance strategy, marked out the swing highs and the swing lows on the weekly and the daily chart. Once price entered into the zone, I would then drop into the 4-hour and see if price is rejecting, because obviously you get a bit more data and more candles on the 4-hour than what you do on the weekly. I did this on demo, I collected enough data, and then I eventually switched back to a live account again. But it wasn't until I really stripped everything back that I made the system so easy that you literally didn't have to think. If it hit here, you buy. If it goes there, you sell. For me personally, I just needed it to be as barbarically Neanderthal, caveman, as easy as possible, because otherwise I would get analysis paralysis and I would be, entering when I shouldn't be, and I, had it all mixed up. So the simpler I made it, the easier it was for me. And now I just trade support and resistance on the daily and weekly. That is it. I don't have any fancy indicators. I don't have anything, because realistically, indicators are a representation of price action. They don't predict the future. They just represent past price action. That's it. That's all they can get their information from. So all they're doing is interpreting data you're already interpreting from price action. And this is what I was able to help myself become profitable. As soon as I got rid of it all, I just seen the charts, and it all became so much more clearer and easier to understand for me personally. Now, you might have other issues, like you might be a revenge trader, or you might be FOMO, or whatever it might be. Like, all of your issues that come from trading are simply psychological issues. Like, skill is not an issue. Like, it's very easy to get a basic strategy and buy and sell. It's the psychology side, and that's why once you do work out what it is that is your issue, whether you know, fearful of the market, or you become greedy, or you know, you drag your stop loss down because you don't want to be wrong, so you know, you're not wrong until it hits the stop loss, so you make it wider and wider and wider until you hit more drawdown, and then your losses are bigger and you can't recoup them, and then because you've come from a loss, you exit a winning trade early because you don't want to be wrong again, and you need these profits, so you're losing, you know, if you're losing $300 and then every winning trade's $100 because you're desperate to win because you can't handle another loss, then it's just going to keep you unprofitable. So that's why, you know, that's why I took a little bit of time away. I reevaluated and I reassessed what it was that was keeping me unprofitable, and then I worked on it and I implemented it through a demo account. You know, for me it was fear of entering, you know, the fear of uncertainty, being wrong. Like, I had trouble admitting being wrong. Like, I didn't want to be wrong. I wanted to be right every trade. I didn't want it to go against me, and what if this level doesn't work, or what if this doesn't play out, and whatever this, whatever that. But it's trading. You're not going to be right all the time, and you're not going to be wrong all the time. It's a game of probabilities. And the easier you make your system, the better it will be for you, because you need an entry criteria that is so easy that you don't have to second think, or it really just depends. Like, it really just depends on what it is that you struggle with. But that was me, honestly. Like, that was my trading journey, and sometimes you have to step away and reevaluate and reassess what it is that you're doing wrong. Otherwise, you're just going to keep making the same mistakes. Like, how many funded accounts have you bought, done the same thing, blown it, and then immediately bought another funded account, and you're straight away doing the same things? Like, straight away, you're doing the same things that blew the account last time, and you're wondering why you're not profitable. The camera's gone skew if. You're wondering why you're not profitable, and why is this happening to me, and I'm doing this right and I'm doing that right, but you don't know, because when you're so close up, you can't really see, and sometimes you need to step away. Or that's why, you know, when someone else points out, oh, this is wrong, and you go, why didn't I see that? Why didn't I see that? Because you're so close up to it and you're so obsessed with it, you can't work out what it is. You can't see it because you're blinded by your bias. You're blinded by what you want to happen. You're biased by, you know, your past losses, or you're blinded by your past wins, and you can't actually see the bigger picture. So that's why it's important that you need to step back and reevaluate what it is. And my issue was analysis paralysis and fear of the unknown and uncertainty and needing to be right and can't be wrong, have to be right. So once I worked out what it was, it is a lot easier to deal with it. And everyone online will say, oh, I've done this, I've done that, and you know, my winning streak of 70 and 80 and 90%, and you might think, well, why can't I do it? They're lying. They don't have those win streaks. They're posting these videos, and then at the end they will have a course for you to buy. Why are they selling a course? Because they can't trade, that's why. And they give these mythical strategies that are 90% win rate, which is also not true, because there's no such thing as a 90% win rate. And if it was that easy and the win rates were so high, wouldn't everybody be profitable by now? No, because it's a lie. So the moral of my story and the moral of this video is just to let you know that trading is a journey, and You're not going to become a mega millionaire overnight, and that's okay. Things take time, and you need to take the time to work out what it is your issues are and how you can better them, rather than looking at everybody else online and comparing yourself to them and whatever else. Just take the time to work out, what are my issues? Do I FOMO? Do I overtrade? Do I revenge trade? Do I get scared to enter? Do I force trades even? Once you work this out, it's a lot easier to deal with it. And sometimes you need to step back and step away to see what the issue is. Like, it is possible to become profitable earlier, but doing the same things on repeat is not going to make you profitable. I was there. I couldn't work it out. I just kept loading up the account more and more and more and more and more, over and over again, thinking that this is going to be the one, this is going to work out, it's going to be this time. But in reality, it wasn't. And I just kept giving money away and using more leverage and doing this and doing that, and just made it more painful than what it really needed to be. Like, it didn't need to be that painful, but I went through the same struggles. And the information online is very disheartening, and a lot of it is false, because it makes you think that trading is, you need these win rates and these, I'm a college student making millions. Why are you in college? Why are you still in college if you're making millions of dollars? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. Wouldn't you be living your life instead of trying to sell a course as a college student making millions of trading? But it's just the trading industry, and the easiest way for you to become profitable is to keep things simple, manage risk, and work out what it is that you're struggling with, psychology-wise, because 9 times out of 10, it's not the strategy that you've found for yourself. Every strategy is profitable if you give it time to play out. It's just psychology. Once you work that out, then you know what you need to work on. And once you can work on that, you will become profitable a lot faster than what you think. It's not the strategy, it's your mindset, it's the psychology. That's the thing that needs to be worked on the most. And once you do, you will see profitability quicker than what you might think. If this video has helped you, please hit subscribe, please like, comment any questions that you might have. I'll answer them in the next video.